Today, me and my buddies are back working on the Okie-Cherokee. We got a lot of things. We got seats, we got harnesses, we got a new radiator. We're going to paint some cool stuff on it. Put the horns on that I made in the last video. All of that. So, we're going to start off by taking the hood, stealing it, taking it to my house so that I can mount the horns there. Alrighty, so I don't exactly trust the wrench part here to hold the full weight of this thing. It's pretty hefty. So I made these chunky little things to weld in right there. I'm going to grind down the rest once I get it on there. But this should nice and support the whole thing and make it just that much stronger. And if we need more, we'll try to add more. But if not, we won't. And now it's on the ground. Anyways, let's get to welding.
You see, guys, the impact ratio right here, that might have been what caused it to break. But we're not sure. Maybe.
You never know.
The car was just old.
Yeah, right.
All right.
It just needed to be replaced.
So what we're going to do now is, this old one is from a 1998. We're going to swap it into this newer one. It's the same thing, same model, everything. Other than, we're going to now have a gas cap right here instead of over there. So we can just top it off right here. And
that's actually nice because I kept freaking hating the fact that you couldn't fill this one up.
Hopefully this just doesn't get in the way.
While my buddies worked on the radiator, I worked on scrubbing off the spray paint that was on the roof of this thing. Originally we sprayed Help Me on the top, but then it kind of faded and looked a little weird. So now I'm trying to get it off to go back to the white of the Cherokee so that we can paint an American flag on this thing. Because, you know, America. And this is like the most redneck car ever, especially with the horns now. Alright, in order to make this thing look like it has a chipped paint type of vibe to it, I'm going to use some good old Crest. By putting the toothpaste on when we paint over it and then rub the toothpaste back off, the paint won't stick to where the toothpaste is, giving it that chipped aesthetic. At this point, the boys had finished up with the radiator, so we had to test it out. Now back to the flag. I'm cutting out a bunch of little stars on this cricket. I cut them out, spaced out how they actually should be on the flag so that I can use this tape transfer method so that I didn't have to go and hand place them because they just never look that straight. Now I've come back to sand it and rough up the edges just a little bit to give it just a little bit more of that weathering look. It doesn't pick up too well on camera, but in person it really does add a lot. Well, I wasn't thinking, and I was about to use acetone to clean this up before I put the clear coat on. But, you know, anyone who has actually messed with it knows that it completely wrecks spray paint. So right where I put it just immediately started to peel up and get all messed up. Luckily this is not supposed to look all that nice, so I'm going to come back with the sander, see if I can get some of the gummy weird looking stuff off, and then move on to cleaning it up with something different, and then spraying the clear. Alright, so we bought these seats out of a Razor, we believe, and we're going to retrofit them into the Cherokee. It'll give us nice slots for the harnesses that we also have. Now we're going to weld in those brackets that I've started on from a 96 Cherokee, and they have adjustments on them and everything, and we're going to get them all bolted up to the seats so that we can adjust them and all that. Let's get into it. Also guys, if you guys didn't, we forgot to record this. We painted this because of the cracks. I think it just hides the cracks. We're thinking of bed lining it. Just for now, we're gonna be deleting this whole thing eventually. And obviously, bro, you need the camo look, like partially black, partially tan. You see this? So we're gonna go over it, get it looking a little bit better maybe tonight. I am. What are we doing there, Cohen? We're welding on this little bar so that it can get holes through it for the bolts on the thing. This lines up to here for the bolts on the seats, but for here we need just a little more room, so that'll be nice. But honestly, overall it fits up pretty well to the seats, surprisingly. So let's get to it. All right. Now I've moved on to working on a temporary harness bar out of this square steel. Eventually we'd like to put a roll cage in this thing, and then we can tie the harnesses into that. But for now, this piece of square steel is fine. It's not the prettiest in the world, but gets the job done. Colin, what are we doing right now? We're going to burn the welds in on this, and then it is our harness bar. Does anyone have a level anywhere? Do you have a level? Actually, there's one right there. Where? Man, so I got the camera and everything. Alright, we got a bit of a surprise for you guys, a little addition to this thing. It just plays in a loop. I didn't realize. That's just beautiful for this thing. I can't believe it works that well. I just installed these on the inside of the rear quarter panel of this thing. So nice space for it. The horns fit just barely in there. And then eventually we could put a plate over it and cover it all up and protect it. So our valve right here, what's it called? I don't even know. I believe it's just a drainage to the radiator that we got that does not belong on this car is leaking, so we decided to just melt the plastic around it to try and make a seal. Theoretically, it should work, but don't try this at home, guys. Definitely the right way to do it, for sure. Yeah, because there's no other way, like actually getting the right one, you know? Why would we get the right one? Yeah, you know, we could have bought the same radiator for probably less than we put into this one to make it work, but you know. Well, oh shit, I burnt the wire! Ay. No good. Okay. Yeah, right. With the last little bits of welding done, we filled up our radiator with coolant and decided to take it out for just a little bit of ripping around. And I know our axle's still bent and we probably shouldn't be doing this, but it still drives and we are kind of dumb, so. Oh! Did you see that? Daniel! Alright, that's it for this week, guys. We got this thing running back again after our crash of last time. We do still have a bent axle, but before we fix that, we're going to try to put skis on it and go up to the snow. So, come back next week for that. And other than that, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down in the comments section below, and I will do my best to answer everybody. See you guys in the next video.